All right, guys. We had a problem. This is Moshe coming to you from Israel in the Galilee. Today is Thursday, the 18th of December. It's about 11:20 in the morning. The earlier broadcast apparently isn't working. Do I think we were hacked? Yeah, probably, but I can't say for sure. It might load up later in the day. I don't know. So, what I thought I would do is give you guys a condensed version of what I covered this morning, okay? And I'm using a different device. I actually got the other Samsung tablet working, and it should be doing pretty good. Now, let me see before this goes too far if I'm getting a broadcast, because I had trouble getting a broadcast from the onset today. Now, I think it was YouTube changing things. And I think it's still broken. So I don't know. See, I'm showing a broadcast with no views. And it's got typos. Let me see if anybody's watching this. I don't know what's wrong. There are people here. It's got, I think the title came out garbled. All right. I'll try to finish this. It's really a mess. Okay. I might have to go to just videos, guys, which for 95% of you won't make a difference because you watch it as a video. So, or 90% or something like that. I don't know what to do anymore. They changed something and I can't really watch. Let me see if I can get it over here. Hang on. Might work. I don't know. I see something. I don't know. I see something. All right, I do see. I don't know. I see something. All right, I do see. I don't know. I see something. All right, I do see. I don't know. I see something. All right, I do see. I don't know. I see something. All right, I do see. I don't know. I see something. All right, I do see. I don't know if I could. I don't think it's working. It just keeps going in a cycle. Could some of you tell me in the chat if the sound is coming through? I'm just getting it to repeat. I don't think it's working. Is anybody in here? Oh, it's all over. Okay, thank you. Is this working? Do you guys hear me talking? Somebody's probably telling me something. I might have to just do a video and forget this. Hi, it's Moshe. I saw you send me a message. What do you hear on the broadcast? Can you tell me? Do you see my picture? So it's rather normal, you think? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye. All right. So it looks like the report is this is coming normal, so let's try to run with it. All right. So let me tell you I'll do a condensed version and try to cover the important things that I did cover. I didn't cover this. The Orthodox Jews are trying to get a law passed that it's against the law to interfere with their religious practices in public. So let me tell you where this is headed. So when they protest to stop the draft, they're going to say it's a religious practice and they're going to block the traffic and make it illegal for you to interfere with them. It won't pass. They're also trying to get the civil court judges to pass a test on Jewish law. That would be the Talmud. Though that clause is expected to be kicked off. They're not going to go through that. They also want to stop the Chief Justice from having authority to staff the judicial panel. This is ridiculous. Bloomberg report, Erdogan asked Putin to return or refund his S-300 anti-missile systems, anti-aircraft systems that he purchased 6 years ago, or almost 7 years ago. Well, we know Putin's not going to do that. Putin's not the village idiot. He wants to get rid of them so he can buy F-35s. I don't think that he's that close to getting F-35s. This is what Trump is talking about running for a third term. The idea is that Vance runs as president, Trump runs as vice president. Vance wins, Vance resigns, Trump becomes president because the Constitution says that the Constitution speaks of a prohibition on being elected twice, not on inheriting the presidency. So this is very, very interesting. And I think I would go 70-80% chance it could work because Trump will say, well, I innocently went in as vice president and then he resigned. I had no control over that. So, of course, he has to trust Vance. Probably would. And I was telling you, Trump declared the Golan Heights as official Israel land. It's got tremendous military value because it's a high point, a surveillance point. this is the Syrian side of the Golan Heights along with our side, and it stops short-range rockets and missiles from falling in the Galilee and hitting Tiberias and other little villages and cities and so forth. And it has billions of barrels of oil, billions with a B. And it's very difficult to get that oil out, they say, but Israel's good at what's very difficult. You all know that. So Trump signing off on it meant that Netanyahu will now exploit it. And the money goes to the government of Israel. And the government of Israel, to get the corruption, like every other government in the world, in my opinion, they have to spend the money. Oh, let's make a road. The road builder kicks back, that kind of thing, right? So they'll spend it. They'll spend it on education, security, healthcare, whatever. They might, although it would be over Netanyahu's dead body, I think, he'd never go for it, but they could reduce taxes even. So it's a winner. And this is going to push things closer to Zechariah 12 because they normally don't want to have Israel have money. This could be where the beast and the president of America are falling apart. The standard procedure is keep Israel poor. Now, Egypt, probably with Trump's push, is buying natural gas from Israel from the Leviathan mine. Well, it's underground, really, in the Mediterranean Sea. It's liquid natural gas. They're buying it from Israel. This is a ready-to-go deal. It's not going to take very long at all, I don't believe, unless they're going to run a pipeline to Israel. This I don't know, but they might not. So this is going to be big for Israel. Many billions coming in over years. It's going to go in Israel's pocket. It's partnered with some American oil company, and the profit that the Israeli side gets, and possibly the profit, I think, it's not on Israel's soil properly, so I'm confused as to whether or not Israel gets these taxes, but it's 23% corporate tax. So, but it would be on the profit, which is probably, 70, 80% of the gross. So it'd be a lot of money going into Israel's coffers again. So you got the Golan Heights, you got the liquid natural gas, you've got the now about $6.5 or $6.2 billion of missiles, the Arrow 2 anti-aircraft system that's sold to Germany. They bought about $3 billion worth, a little more, something like that, and then they re-upped it for another 3.1 or 2 billion, something like that. So it's about $6 billion they're getting from Germany. So you got the Egypt deal, you got the Germany deal, you got a duty-free food thing going on with America and Israel. Also, the Golan Height is good for the wind farms to make electricity with wind, and it collects water which flows into the Sea of Galilee, so that's good for us there too. So they're talking billions of barrels of oil. That's massive amount of money, but how long does it take to get it out? It's good for some agricultural products too. I think they do the wine grapes up there. They do. They also do apples, cherries, olives. They do olives all over, I think. Dairy and cattle farming. So it's really good. It's unusually fertile land. And Trump giving his endorsement means to throw us off of there. is difficult because they have to go to the UN General Assembly, which they do every year anyway, and then go to the Security Council and get a executable order to throw Israel off. But with Trump in there vetoing it, it doesn't look likely. And then once Israel gets established in there, well, that makes things better. 130 million Americans read and comprehend at a fifth grade level. Imagine that. You're in trouble. For a lot of reasons, that'd be one of them. Trump reduced marijuana from a class 1 violation to class 3. On the federal level, no real effect on the state level, and that will cause the penalties for the marijuana to be extremely less. A level 3 is heroin. The level 1 is like, ketamine or something like that. I think aspirin and codeine, maybe, mild stuff. Okay. Today, silver was 66.18. So give it up for silver. Yay! The high in the last 24 hours was 67.03, 3 cents. And this morning, gold was doing very nicely at $43.29, $4,329. So they're both performing well. Samsung, which makes electronic stuff, I'm broadcasting on a Samsung. It is trying to buy all the silver it can. Now, Samsung, in terms of, let's say, compare it to car manufacturers, they're the size of Ford or something. They're huge, right? So they're buying all the silver they can get now. And they're paying 70 all the way up to 78 US dollars an ounce for silver. Obviously, they expect silver to soar in prices. And when that happens, people are going to hoard silver because they're going to be playing, it's going to go up again. And it probably will. So as soon as Venezuela lights up, and wait till I talk to you about Venezuela, you're probably going to see silver easily go to 75. And I'm thinking just estimating the high end at silver at 100 is not enough. I think you got to go to like 150 on silver, $150 an ounce. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I think. They're using it in production to make, electronic fittings and stuff like that. Okay. The deal with Egypt is massive. It's liquid natural gas. I'm trying to find the amounts. The deal's worth 34 points, let's say rounded up to 35 billion US dollars. That is massive money. See, we're like 10 million people. America got like roughly 350, 360 million. So, a $34 billion deal to America is yawn, right? In Israel, that's big money. But look at what's hitting the German stuff. This stuff, we sold a fortune of stuff to the UAE just recently, like the last 2 days, The money's flying around. Somebody's trying to make Israel rich. Who is it? It could be Bush. It could be Trump, who's with the whore. And the beast is, turns against the whore, burns her and eats her flesh. And Trump could be promoting, let's make fake Israel rich, because if the Israelis just got a lot of money coming in, they're going to get like everybody else, and they're going to want a Cadillac, a Harley, a better stereo system, a 90-inch flat screen TV. They're going to want to take a trip to Disneyland in Paris and all this stuff, right? Restaurants will open. They'll start buying $300 pairs of shoes. They'll buy lipstick for $60, $70. Chanel gets, I think, $50, $60 for lipstick. Some of it even more. Why the heck would somebody buy like $50, $60 lipstick? I mean, doesn't regular lipstick, isn't it, I don't know, like $10, $15? People buy perfume for $500, $600 for 100 ml, like roughly 3 point something ounces, I think. You can get a knockoff for $15, $25. That's going to be quite close to the $500 one. Trump's Board of Peace. This is the administrators for Gaza. So far, he's got 6 of them. Egypt, Qatar, UAE, and the UK. All 4 of them don't like Israel at all. And the 2 that do like Israel, other than Trump, which would be number 7, is Italy and Germany. They're both very friendly to the political structure now, is very friendly towards Israel. So 4 out of the 6 plus Trump would be like 4 out of the 7, I guess, are against Israel. Isn't that nice? I mean, Qatar hates us. The UAE is no real friend of ours. They're buying our electronic weapons, counter weapon system to protect aircraft and stuff like that because we got a great system. And somebody's telling them to give Israel the money, buy stuff from Israel. Something's going on. It's all happening within a week or 2 of each other. Something's weird. At the same time, Venezuela inflation is 500%. The UK police will now act against protesters chanting, globalize the Intifada. Well, they got so much pressure after that Bondi Beach massacre, Israel and the United States completed joint cyber attack training. They're both good at cyber attacks. You put the 2 of them together, I don't know how good it's going to be, but it's going to be pretty excellent. Avner's Bakery, the popular Jewish bagel establishment in Sydney, in Surrey Hills, which is, I believe, a Jewish neighborhood, shut down because of all the danger of anti-Semitism. So the UAE deal is focusing on advanced electronic warfare, countermeasures, and aircraft protection, self-protection. They want to survive Iran. That's what they want to do. Iran and Yemen. Trump is saying many countries want to help out with Lebanon and eliminate Hezbollah. I'll see when I believe it. During the Hanukkah lighting ceremonies, he said there's like 6 countries, I think, he said many countries want to enter in and eliminate Hezbollah. Not just Israel. Many countries. I don't know. Trump says a lot of stuff that has nothing behind it. Okay, I got a prayer request for NE Normandy Echo, starting a new business service. So I'll pray. My Heavenly Father, Jehovah, I pray that you would bless NE new business service with prosperity and money and profit, as well as the old business service blessed with money and profit and clients and customers and all the ingredients you know better than I do, my Heavenly Father. So I pray all this to you, my Heavenly Father, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and you guys can agree with that, even if it's a video. We have a cat named Foxy that's been gone for about a week, ran away. Mostly an outside cat, took off, don't know what happened. So I'll get a prayer out and you can agree. My Heavenly Father, Yehovah, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, I pray for the cat Foxy to be happy, healthy, and whole and return home sound very soon. B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and you guys can agree with that. I have a healing prayer for EB, Echo Bravo. My Heavenly Father, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, I pray for EB for healing from the sinuses and the cough and other infection. I pray for quick, swift healing with no relapse for EB, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and you guys can agree with that as believers. All right, we need to talk about Venezuela. What Venezuela did was it's running Venezuelan Navy vessels, like, they're destroyers. They got real Navy vessels, not a ton of them, but they got them, are escorting the oil tankers so Trump can't take the oil or the boat or sink it or sanctions or whatever. I have not heard of it protecting drug boats. I doubt you will hear of that. That's really would give Maduro two black eyes immediately. No good. So it's the oil. And this puts Trump painted into a corner. If he does nothing about it, Maduro gets away with it, then Iran does it, Russia does it, China does it. In other words, China will send escorts to buy Russian and Iranian oil with their tankers because they know Trump is punking out and he won't do anything. North Korea may try it also, and they'll do it to ridicule Trump more and more, and then eventually they're going to get the bright idea of using the sleeper agents and attacking America. Now, Trump could be afraid that Maduro does have Orishnik missiles or an equivalent missile or a longer range missile than that he picked up from Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, or all of the above. We don't know. And the Orishnik, by my reckoning, should get up to about Boston, which is probably 7 hours by car from Washington, D.C. on the interstate. So if you could hit Boston, you could hit New York, and you could hit Washington, D.C. And that might be what happens in Revelation 18. Or it could be the Lord with fire and brimstone, or it could be a missile or missiles. And it could be something crazy like Venezuela. It could be Russia with missiles coming off of a submarine from 40 feet under the water. Or it could be Russia has a stealthy boat that looks like it's a civilian boat and launches missiles out of containers. And Iran has them too. And probably China has them. And I don't know if North Korea has them. No idea. But that could be also what we got. So now Trump's painted in a corner. If he does nothing about this, he's a punk, and America's going to get their feet, the other countries are going to wipe their feet on America. If Trump believes it and has enough stomach, in spite of all the tossed salad he's getting, to go and engage Venezuela, the way it would look is 2 or 3 Navy vessels with flyovers of fighter jets would tell the Navy vessel to stand down, they're going to board the tanker and take it. And I don't know what the Navy vessel will do. He probably would be given orders by Maduro to refuse, and then Trump would have to attack the destroyer, I guess. The tanker would refuse to be boarded, and all this kind of stuff. It would be ugly. And I don't know if Trump has the guts. I really don't. I think not. But he might be so scared, even with all the tossed salad, he may try to take a chance. You don't know what's going to happen. And when he spoke, I guess, the address to the nation, or something like the address to the nation last night, he did not mention Venezuela. So he doesn't want to talk about it. Probably he's keeping his plan secret, or he doesn't know what the heck he's going to do about it yet. The Pentagon's going to tell him he's got to go. You got to do something about it. And, I mean, he could use one of his submarines to drop the Maduro boat down in Davy Jones's locker. 2 torpedoes, and the thing go, whoop, and you're going to kill 50 or 60 people probably 50, 60 people on the boat, maybe more on the Venezuela boat. You're not having a naval battle if you use the submarine. If you use the submarine, if you use aircraft with anti-ship missiles, same thing. Hit it with a few missiles, it'll burn and blow up and go down. Maybe some of the crew would have time to get off the boat that way. With the torpedoes, not so much. They're basically 1,000-pound bombs. And it's a big bomb. A 2,000-pound bomb will take out about a whole city block. Not quite, but maybe 3/4 or almost the whole block. Maybe the whole block. It depends. So if you've got big high rises on that block, they'll be worthless after 1,000-pound shell hits them. Or it could be an artillery shell. It could be a bomb. 1,000 pounds is 500 pounds is bad enough. You hit a 40-story building with 500 pounds. That building is going to have to be abandoned. By the way, 95 buildings in Gaza collapsed from all that rain, the continuing whirlwind of the Lord. Now, let's get real. 95 buildings in 2 or 3 days or something like that. Guys, that's a little bit too much, don't you think? 95? Well, they always said from the river to the sea, so they got a river to the sea, didn't they? Mediterranean Sea, river from the flooding. It's quite a 95 buildings. Do you think that's just a little bit too many buildings? I can see 3, 5, 95. So Israel's going to have all this money coming in. Now we got to look for the usual cast of characters. Contracts and joint ventures from Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, Samsung, Apple, and blah, blah, blah. Let's see what happens. All right. So we'll see how well this live stream went. Maybe we'll be okay. But if it's happening all over YouTube, it's probably not sabotaged. It's something. Well, they could be getting sabotaged corporately. Some sort of attacks, cyber attacks, So, okay, I'll send I'll get a prayer off for all of us, all the believers. B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, my heavenly Father, Mashiach, my heavenly Father, Jehovah, I pray for all the true believers and their households and families and kids. And me and my wife, I pray you would pour your Spirit out on all of us, and we would walk with the gifts of the Spirit, in the gifts of the Spirit, and we would understand the Word better and be able to preach the Word, the true Word, and have signs and wonders following. And I pray we have a place to meet and bring new believers to, in Israel, of course. And I pray that we would have these other ministry offices fulfilled, which would be, he said some in it says church, it's ecclesia, apostles, pastors, prophets, evangelists, and teachers. So we're looking for pastors, evangelists, and teachers, plus elders for the congregations. We got Enoch and Elijah for pastors. We got Apostle John for prophets, rather. We got Apostle John for an apostle. We also have an anointed king, which is a prince, an anointed prince for the temple, which is good. And we'll have the glory God of Israel, which is Michael, and that's good. So we'll have plenty. Big guns. We'll have plenty. And Jehovah's for us. Okay, and I pray that your healing and recuperative power would flow through all of us, that we wouldn't be sick or hurt, and we would be healing from things that need healing every day, and we would have strength, stamina, and endurance, and we would be safe and secure, and our animals and pets would be safe and secure, and we'd all be happy, healthy, and whole. And we'd have adequate finances and then some, and those of us that have jobs would not have trouble with co-workers or employers, any problems, difficulties, or works from unclean spirits and people that serve unclean spirits, targeting us and our families would be null and void, of no value, no effect forever, and would never return. We would have no accidents, no tickets, no breakdowns, no getting stopped, stuck, or stranded with any car or transportation device, and we wouldn't get gypped, cheated, discriminated against, robbed, have things stolen or frauded from us. I pray for better videos, and we have no technical difficulties anymore, and I pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And I pray all this to you, my heavenly Father, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, and I pray, and I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach, and pray that this live stream goes up. B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach. All right, so that's the condensed version, guys, in case the other one never makes it up. It might make it up, we'll have to see. So I'm out. We'll see how this goes.